If you're someone who has always been capable, responsible, and high performing, and yet you still feel stuck long after leaving a narcissistic or emotionally abusive relationship, this video is for you. A lot of people assume that once you understand what happened, what narcissistic abuse is about, once you've read the books, named the tactics, and can explain the pattern clearly, you should be able to just move on. But many of the highest functioning people I work with stay stuck the longest, and there's a real reason for that. High achieving people often have a very specific internal structure that helped them succeed in the first place. Early on, you learned how to push through discomfort. You may have learned how to manage other people's emotions. You may have learned how to stay productive even when you're hurting. You just do it, push through it. Those skills helped you survive the relationship, and then quietly, they keep you stuck after it ends. One of the most common patterns I see is what I call the competent outer self and the exhausted inner self. On the outside, you keep functioning, you go to work, you take care of your children or your clients or your responsibilities, you meet your deadlines. People may even compliment you on how well you're handling everything, all of the stress and responsibilities. But inside, there's often a constant low sense of self-doubt, feelings of ineffectiveness, or emotional numbness. This is where parts work becomes so important because many high achievers have a very strong manager part, the part that keeps everything running on task, smooth. Now, during the abusive relationship, the manager part often teamed up with a harsh inner critic. It believed that if you just performed better, stayed more patient, or fixed yourself enough, the narcissist will finally, treat you well the way you deserved. Even after the relationship ends, that same system stays activated. It keeps pushing you to achieve, to improve, to analyze, to fix yourself. Instead of allowing the deeper wounded parts to be seen and healed, comforted. Another reason high achievers stay stuck is that the abuse often targeted the exact qualities that made you successful. Your empathy is used against you. Your loyalty, that was exploited. Your high standards were turned into a weapon of constant criticism. So when you try to move forward, those same strengths can start to feel dangerous or shameful. You may find yourself questioning whether your competence is real or whether you somehow brought the abuse on yourself by being, too much or not enough. There's also a nervous system component. High achievers are often skilled at overriding their body signals. You learn to keep going even when you were anxious, even when you were depleted, or even when you wanted to shut down. That ability is useful in many areas of life, but after narcissistic abuse, it could keep the trauma locked in place. Your mind says, I understand what happened. I should be over this. Meanwhile, your body is still braced, still scanning, still waiting for that other shoe to drop. The good news is that the stuckedness is not a character flaw. It's a nervous system and parts-based adaptation. When we work with the protective parts that are still trying to keep you safe through overfunctioning, and when we help the younger, more vulnerable parts finally feel seen and safe, the stuckness begins to loosen. In my work, I often use a combination of internal family systems, somatic approaches, and when appropriate, EMDR or clinical hypnosis. These methods allow us to go beyond insight and actually update the internal systems that are still running on old survival programming. If this resonates with you, if you're realizing that understanding alone hasn't been enough, specialized trauma work that addresses both the parts and the nervous system can create a different kind of shift. You can find the link below to like or subscribe to this channel to get more information. Or if you'd like to and you are in New Jersey, you could click the link and schedule a consultation. I'm Barbara Duchnowski, licensed clinical social worker, certified narcissistic abuse treatment clinician, EMDR therapist, and advanced clinical hypnotherapist. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.